So, I've had some people request from me to make a Gladiator stance PvP guide, so I thought I would do a quick one since I have gotten gear fast enough in the season to actually test some stuff out. So, I've been playing with 4-piece Dreadnought in PvP for about a week now, and I just got 6-piece. Doesn't matter, it's cool though. I have been running a really interesting trinket choice, Kiss of the Spider, but I have Life Giving Gem, which is another great trinket for it. So is Drake Fang Talisman if you're not hit capped in the gear that you have. But I'm using Kiss of the Spider, and that's because in the new gear, your number values are generally much lower, and it leaves you as kind of a sustained DPS instead of a burst DPS. So I am using Kiss of the Spider to just up that sort of sustained damage. I can still kill people fairly quickly. And if I, even with this Glust missing collar that I was able to pick up in raid, my heaviest hitting attack is still Shockwave. So, yeah. 4-piece Dreadnought is good. You could probably still do Gladiator stance Fury if you want to keep Death Wish for the damage boost and the other talents like Flurry and Improved Intercept. But I went Prot again because I like playing Prot in PvP. I've been doing it since I was a teenager. So, yeah, the spec I don't need anticipation because I'm using this weapon, the Clobber Club, and Suzerain. It leaves me at about, 350 defense, so I don't need anticipation to bump me up to 360. It's plenty of mitigation. I run Improved Blood Rage for the Rage Gen, the Iron Will, since I'm not an Orc. And I think Shield Specialization is better than Anticipation because it rounds you up to almost a 25% chance to block if you get every point in it because of Gladiator stance increasing your chance to block. I take Last Stand because it's a great survival tool. It gives you a second health bar almost. Improved Thunder Armor just increases your rage budget. Improved Shield Wall to increase the length of your basically your immunity, your closest thing to an immunity as a warrior. Improved Shield Bash because the silence is so crucial for keeping healers out and killing them, having the win condition against healers. Yeah. And then I went into arms because of the 2-piece set bonus with Dreadnought, which is the 20% deep wounds damage. I've had deep wounds ticking for 400 damage in PvP, and that's like a full white hit, or even like some yellow hits. And I run Improved Heroic Strike for rage budget, Improved Rend, you just have to take it, right? And Tactical Mastery and Improved Overpower, because you do occasionally go into defensive stance. Just occasionally, but, yeah. It's a good build. If I had every piece of gear I wanted, I would have the Band of Dreadnought, Gressel as a main hand. I don't know if you can replace this shield, because it's just kind of got that insane caster cooldown on the 1 minute cooldown. It's just really helpful in battlegrounds. I'd have the Shrouded Dominion, probably the I think it drops off of Kelty's the necklace, and maybe Slayer's Crest, maybe, probably not though. Kiss of the Spider might actually be better with all the innate attack speed that you can have, like me with all the attack speed I have equipped. It takes my 2.8 speed weapon down to a 2.41 speed weapon, which is a pretty significant haste bonus, all things considered. Yeah, so for enchants, I have minor speed. I think it's just necessary for Gladiator stance. I don't have an enchant on my gloves. I'd probably put 15 strength on them. I still don't have my ZG exalted because the game was on. I was raid logging in the game back when Zolgarub was relevant and people were doing rep farms for it. So, 4 stats on chest, 9 strength on bracers, and the DPS enchant on helm and legs. And for runes, I'm running obviously Shield Mastery, Shockwave, because it doesn't hurt to have a second stun when it does as much damage as your heaviest hitting moves. Warbringer, Sword and Board, because even though you have the reduced cooldown to Shield Slam, it is still good to be able to Shield Slam, Devastate, and then Shield Slam again. It's not quite that fast. If you really are looking to up the damage, I'm sure Wrecking Crew is just fine. If you really want a damage increase, if your gear isn't as high strength value as my set is, you can run Wrecking Crew. I'm sure it would do just fine. And I run Devastate, Focus Rage for Rage budget, Furious Thunder because occasionally a good thunderclap will literally win a team fight in a battleground because of how much it increases the cast time on healers and caster DPS. And obviously Gladiator stance. I run defense specialization and I just have axe specialization on from my raid set because I already have the innate 5 mace skill and 3 from the weapon itself. And if you don't have it yet, I really highly suggest going and doing 1 blood moon and getting a blood caked insignia, because the 2-minute reduction or impairment removal is just really useful. So yeah, if there's any things you could change, I'd say you could probably run precise timing instead of focus rage. You could probably run consumed by rage. Maybe it's not that great though. Does it do anything? No, it doesn't anymore. They changed that move like 10 times. I forget what it does at this point. You could run, like I said, Wrecking Crew instead of Sword and Board. And if you wanted to run a high single target build, I'm sure Sudden Death would be okay too. With if you wanted to really just be a single target Gladiator stance build, I'm sure you could run Sudden Death instead of Shockwave and it would do pretty well. And then it would probably hit actually a little bit harder than Shockwave actually. So yeah, that's my little guide real quick. I hope it made things a little clearer on how prop works in PvP. So if you liked it, drop me a like, subscribe if you want to. But I hope you enjoyed it.